Jumanji, the video game, released in 2019, and as you might expect from every title that has the video game after its name, is completely terrible, but even worse somehow.
Oh!
What'd you just do?
So let's just get right into it and take a look here. And I just can't help myself, but I have to read how they describe this game because it's kind of hilarious, and that's about the only hilarious thing in this whole game. And in the game store page, in the description, it says, play as movie heroes Dr. Bravestone, Ruby, Mouse, and Professor Shelley in a new, hilarious 3D action adventure. They claim the game is hilarious. I don't know how though, since there is no dialogue, no cutscenes, no character development, and not even really a story. The story is just the most basic version of the story that's in the movies, or at least two of the movies, not the very first original movie, but the two later reboot movies. And the story is just to get to the end of the level and put the jewel of Jumanji in the stone jaguar, and that's all. I mean, there really isn't much of anything in this game. Actually, everything in this game is just so bare bones that there's actually not much to talk about, but let's continue. And I know this is a kid's game, and so like there's gonna be some people that are like, well, it's a kid's game. I mean, it doesn't have to have all this stuff, and like, of course it's gonna be lower quality, but because it's a kid's game or something. Probably someone's gonna say that somewhere. And first off, because it's a kid's game doesn't mean it has to have lower quality. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is, there are like math games that have more content and are more fun than this game. But I digress. They continued to say, the world of Jumanji gets bigger with beautiful but deadly new mountain, city, and jungle environments. And that is pretty much all the levels. They just listed pretty much all their levels right there. The only one that they're forgetting about is the bazaar. And by the way, can we just talk about that for a second? There are only 4 levels. This is a $30 game, $29.99 if you want to get technical, but $30 game, and it only has 4 levels. The environments that they say are just bigger and more beautiful are the complete opposite of that. They are some of the most basic, bare bones, simplistic, minimalistic, stripped down levels I think I have ever seen in my life. And can we just talk about the false advertising, just the straight up lies that are on the store page? Like right at the top in big letters, and it has the orange and red gradient, and it says endless adventure. What is endless about it? Because there's 4 levels, they're not randomly generated. They're the same levels over and over again. What is the endless adventure? It's not like it's a roguelike. There's no randomly generated levels. There's no abilities. There's no items. Well, I mean, there is abilities, but there's no new abilities to unlock. There's no items to get. What's the endless adventure? Like, if anything, it should be endless boredom is what they should put there. In fact, there are even these tunnel sections, underground tunnel sections, or just tunnel sections. I don't really know what to call them, but you just kind of go into like an underground tunnel, and then there are traps in there. Every single one of those, I swear they have like the same layout, just different traps, because they all look exactly the same. I mean, if I showed you all of these sections from the 4 different levels, you wouldn't know what section of the game it was, because they would all look exactly the same. They would look like they're part of the same level. In fact, let's do it right now. I'm just going to show you all 4 levels, the tunnel sections, and see if you can even notice that they're different levels.
Okay, I gotta time this just right.
How are we supposed to get past that?
Got it! Got it! 3 left.
Yay me! One more to go.
Now looking back at it, I mean, the only difference is that there's a different color per level and so it's a different color for the post-processing per level. So like the snowy level is more blue, the night level's a little bit darker blue, I guess, and then the jungle level is just darker, and then the sand level is like really bright. That's like the only difference, is the color scheme, I guess. Alright, moving on. The next statement they make about this game is, as you hone your skills and strategies and unlock new outfits and weapon styles, no 2 rounds of Jumanji are ever the same. I want to remind you that all the levels feel the same, all the tunnel sections look the same, the maps are very bare bones, and there's really no exploration besides maybe a few extra little pathways, but there really isn't much to explore. And on top of that, there's no unlocking new weapons or abilities. So you're still using the same weapons and abilities and characters each time you play it, and there's no difference each time you use the character. So the only thing you unlock is some cosmetic items, which are just color swaps. So you'll be doing the exact same thing, and not only that, you'll be doing the exact same thing on all 4 levels, because all 4 levels have the exact same layout and the exact same objective. So you collect Jumanji pieces, then you open a door, then you defend an area, then you find a few more pieces to open another door, then you defend another area, and then that's the whole level. That's all 4 levels. You can beat each level in like 10 minutes if you really wanted to. I mean, there's even an achievement for completing the levels in 20 minutes or less, and you're going to get those achievements no matter what. It's because the levels are so short. So unless you stand there doing nothing, you're going to complete these levels in like 10 to 12 minutes, possibly even faster. And there's no variety whatsoever in the objectives or anything. And you think the characters would have something related to what their specialty is, like in the movie, but no, they all just use magical guns. You would think Ruby would be a melee focused character, but no, she just uses like a magic gun that's kind of like a crossbow. You would think Dr. Bravestone would use like a boomerang or something, have a boomerang ability or something, but no. All of them just use magic guns. And Ruby does have a boombox that plays music, but all the characters are boring to play, pretty much. They basically, in this game, they want you to pick a character and then play the same 4 levels and the same objective over and over again to unlock some new colors for your clothes, where you do the exact same thing over and over again in every level, and then they want you to pay $30 so you can do that. Do I even mention the enemy types? I mean, there's 4 enemy types, or at least 4 main enemy types, and there is the weak guy who just kind of runs at you and tries to punch you or hit you or whatever. And then there's the same guy, but he has a gun, so he tries to shoot at you. And then there's 2 bigger enemies that one has a minigun, which is actually kind of dangerous, and then the other one has an axe, but it moves like a snail, so they'll never get to you. And really the only dangerous one is the minigun one, because the minigun one does so much damage and it takes like 50 shots to kill them. And that's another thing too. The littler enemies are fine, but like the big enemies, and sometimes there's a lot of big enemies. There's like 5 to 8 at a time, and for some reason they're just the biggest bullet sponges ever. They just take like 50 shots to kill. And the minigun ones, they do so much damage that you're gonna have to run. It's like the only time where you might die, because the minigun ones just take they just eat your bullets for breakfast, basically. And then, I don't even know if you'd call them enemies, but there is some animals in this game, like a rhino, and they're just kind of in certain sections of the level, and you just have to run by them. They don't really do much, but if you get in their area, they'll start chasing you down, and if they hit you, it's an insta-kill. So, yeah, you gotta not get hit by them, but they're pretty slow, and you can just run by them most of the time without any effort. You'll probably hardly notice them. If you do play this game, I don't know why you would want to, though. I gotta say, I didn't pay $30 for this game, so that's a good thing. If you are ever looking for this game, definitely wait until there's a deep discount. Never get this thing full price. Like absolutely $30, huge waste of money. I don't even think they put $30 into this game, to be honest with you. Now I gotta say, I got this game because I knew it was going to be bad. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, I'll be honest with that, but I knew this game was going to be bad, and that's partially why I did get it, because I knew it was going to be bad, and I thought it'd just be kind of funny to play, and then it turned out to just be incredibly bad and overpriced. And this game is $30, and it's still overpriced when it's like $5. So that should tell you something. It took me 82 minutes to beat this game completely. Like, I played through all the levels with all the different characters. So 82 minutes. That's how long it took. 82 minutes. And that is with me completing the first level twice. So 82 minutes, 4 levels. I played the first level twice. Think about that. And according to the achievement stats on this game, most people didn't even play all 4 levels, because the last level, which you can play any level at any time because all levels are unlocked from the start, so you can skip to the last level, but the last level, the 4th level in this game, only has like 13% of people completing it. So yeah, I guess only 13% of people completed all 4 levels. And I happen to be one of the few people in that 13%, and I really don't know how to feel about that. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Leave a comment below, tell me what you think about this game and this video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.